Okay,
we're live now.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Beauty Club Live. Today we're talking skincare with Naomi of Pure Rejuvenation. I'm here with Justine. So we're going to introduce Naomi in just a second. Please hit the share button so your friends can benefit from joining us as well this morning. We're going to be on for about an hour, so we'd love you to ask any questions you've got about any skincare dilemmas. If you've got problematic skin in any way, please put your questions to Naomi this morning and she will do her best to answer those. I think she'll do a brilliant job. If there's anything that we can't answer straight away, we will come back to you at a later date. So yeah, please tag and share your friends. And Justine's just going to tell us about a couple of the prize draws because we've got 2 prize draws this morning, which is amazing.
I'm just giving it a couple of minutes for a few more people to join us. I'm just checking that we are live. So I'm going into my phone and just making sure that it's coming through on Facebook. Bear with.
That's all right. I'm just having a little check as well.
Yes, we're on. So, morning, everyone. Oh, hi, Perry. It's nice to see you. Although we can't see you, but you can see us. But hope you're well. Leanne, I don't know if you want to introduce this again. Now we've got a few more.
Yeah, okay. So today we're joined by Naomi of Pure Rejuvenation Beauty. Naomi's a skincare expert, so she's got many years' experience as a qualified beauty therapist, and she's also worked with leading industry skincare experts, Dermalogica. So she's going to be helping everyone today with their skincare problems, issues, and also how to get a really good skincare routine, because as Justine and I know in our work that good makeup starts with great skin. So if you've got good skin and a good skincare routine, your makeup is going to be so much easier to do. And this is why we've decided to cover this topic today, just to get a good starting point. And hopefully a lot of you will have a good skincare routine already. But you can just have a look at what what's good to do, maybe things you need to improve on. And say if you've got any skin problems as well, skin concerns that you want Naomi to perhaps give you some advice on, some tips, put your questions in the comments for us to put to Naomi, and hopefully she'll be able to answer that today. Please hit the share button, so share with your friends, family, so that they can benefit from all our skincare tips as well today. And we've got a couple of prize draws as well, don't we?
Yeah, we have. Morning, Courtney. Morning, Lee. If you're coming on and watching, please say hello to us. Please post comments on anything, any questions that you've got. We'd love to try and help as much as possible. I'm going to keep an eye on the comments that are coming through. As Leanne said, we've got the results of our prize draw because we've been celebrating a year's anniversary of running makeup masterclasses as part of the Beauty Club. So that's really exciting being able to do that over the last week or so. Really looking forward to today. We've had a couple of discussions with Naomi and found out loads of information for ourselves. And so I'm sure that you're all going to have lots of questions. It's such a big topic. And as Leanne and I always say, the key to great makeup is to have the best skin possible. So I'll pass you over to Naomi if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Hello everyone, it's lovely to meet you all. So I'm Naomi of Pure Rejuvenation. As Leanne and Justine have said, I have quite a lot of knowledge about skincare. I've actually been in the industry for nearly 15 years, and 6 of them I worked for Dermalogica as a brand specialist and as a manager of the account within West London. So I have lots of experience of recommending skin. And spent quite a bit of time on the road actually going to TV sets and studios recommending skincare to some celebrities. So today we just wanted to talk about mainly basic skincare and how we can look after your skin from the beginning. So a lot of people tend to go in to look for a new skincare routine and don't know where to start or what to look for. And it generally comes down to finding out what and why they're looking for a new skincare routine. Sometimes it can be down to a skin concern or their skin type, and that's something we need to kind of distinguish. Now, something I offer is skin consultations, where I can analyse your skin and recommend the right skincare product for you. So it could be either skin advice of what you're already using and how we can slot in a few products, or it could be looking at a whole new skincare regime. Now, I do think it's very important to always find out your skin type and really focus on that as your main skin goal or routine. So something that's going to treat either if you're an oily skin type, a dry skin type, combination, or even a sensitive skin type. So they're kind of your main categories.
Just ask you, Naomi, sorry, that's quite difficult. It's good for someone to have a skincare consultation, isn't it? Because a lot of people don't always know what their skin type is, do they?
No, and a lot of people are kind of a little bit baffled by where to start with their skincare routine. So it is important to go to someone that knows about skin, that has an expertise, and can find that out. And a lot of time it's through conversation and asking questions and really sussing out the individual's skin type. Our skin type is something we're actually born with, so it's not something that develops. And we inherit it usually from our parents. So say, for example, my dad's got a very dry skin type, but my mum's got a very oily skin type. Now, I inherited the dry skin type and the sensitivity from my mum. So I've got both of that combination. So I'm always fighting against dehydration, dryness, redness, and the onset of rosacea and things like that. So that's kind of really investigating that sort of area. And then we go on to our skin concerns. So a lot of people have concerns about breakouts, aging, pigmentation, and so on. And
hormonal breakouts, not just teenagers, is it?
Yeah, so you've got different categories within them segments themselves. So you've got breakouts, but you have different types of breakouts. So you'll have hormonal breakouts, as you said, from teenagers where they're going through puberty. But with adult breakouts, it can be a number of different things too. Again, it can come down to hormones, it can come down to environmental effects. So what environment we're working, product use sometimes, and what we're doing to our skin can cause breakouts. So that's where it comes to key to what products we're using on our skin, and so on. So a lot of ladies that come in that have got generally breakouts tend to find it on their jawline. And this is very much indicated by the hormonal area. Sometimes going up onto the jaw or the cheeks is more stress related. So it could be internal stresses or external stresses of the environment on the skin.
I think that you always think that it's potentially what you're putting on the skin, but how your health is reflected in your skin, isn't it, a lot of the time?
Definitely. So
internal health.
Yeah, internal health and external health. So you do need to really delve in to find out about the individual skin to really recommend the products correctly. It's not always as simple as, oh, there's a skincare line and I'm going to pick every single product out of that skincare line. So if you've got breakouts, you might not have breakouts all over your skin, but you're using a regime that's treating breakouts all over the skin. So it might be a few targeted products that you need to slot into that regime that complement your skin type.
Definitely.
And I think as Justine and I have, definitely as the years have gone by, we've noticed issues with the skin in all ages. It's not so much, sort of historically people think that especially hormones, skin issues would come out in the teens and the 20s, but now it can literally be any age. So we see problematic skin, don't we, Justine, in all ages, even up to 60s, 70s. And I know that's a real frustration, and people can tend to think it just applies to them, but it really is a common thing. Do you agree, Naomi?
Yes, it is very much common, and we've got so many more things in our environment that cause stress. So pollution, it's a lot more fast-paced environment that we live in that causes internal stresses as well. And I think it's always people looking for that quick fix to treat their skin and not knowing how to necessarily use them products correctly.
Because we discussed this before, didn't we? I mean, I've always had problematic skin throughout my life, and I've had combination skin, but it's never had real sensitivity. And then I tried a range of products just before December that I'd used previously, and they were fine. But I think because I was quite stressed anyway, my skin really reacted to it, and I'm still trying to repair the damage now from it, because I just went full on, right, I'm using all this range of products. But I think it was a combination of those and internal stressors. So when I spoke to you, it was about introducing things very gradually.
Yeah, and it would be, once you've got to that stage, it's now trying to repair that, the barrier of your skin. So you've got the layers of your skin, and if you cause an impaired barrier, you're always going to start flaring up when you use them products. So it's going back to basics and then repairing the sensitivity before you can start using the more advanced skincare again.
Yeah,
it doesn't mean that you can't get back to using it. It's just a slower process of building up them layers of products to get.
Yeah, which I didn't really realise, especially if you're buying a range of products, then you kind of feel like it's okay to use all of them. You know, you get your little routine, don't you? And it's like the things you do morning and evening, and but actually, that's not necessarily the best way to do it, is it?
And it's about giving products time to work too. A lot of people think it's going to, again, a quick fix, but actually it takes your skin a good 6 to 8 weeks to get used to a product and start seeing results. So you're not always going to see them for the results in the first week. Some products, if you're lucky and your skin's in good optimal health, you do start to see products working quicker. But if you've got an underlying problem with sensitivity or stress, you can see products take a little bit longer to work on the skin.
So do you think it's like a combination of looking at your lifestyle, internal, external aggressors, and also looking at a skincare routine? It's a combination of the two that's going to give you the best results.
Yeah. So it's definitely working alongside both areas, and you've got to look at that. And that's where someone that's got experience and really can delve in to really work that out. It's a little bit of investigating and into someone and really find out what their lifestyle's like, what they're doing, what products they're using, before we can treat the why and the how we're going to treat it. So we always need to find out the why something's happening before we can treat the how we're going to treat the skin.
And I was just going to say as well, sorry to keep interrupting you, Naomi, something that when Justine and I are doing bridal trials, so when we're prepping brides for the day, particularly if they have got problematic skin, we like to do a trial or to see them sometimes a year in advance to really give the skin the time to to get to the condition that they'd like it to be for the wedding day. It can't be something that's rushed, like you say. It's got to be, you've got to be a bit patient and give your skin some time. And do you think that's a good sort of time a year, for brides that are perhaps booking their weddings for next year?
Yeah, definitely. And it's a good time to actually start looking at your skincare regime to work alongside that makeup application. I personally would recommend that people reassess their skin every 3 months, because their skin fluctuates with the seasons. So your skin may be different from winter to summer, so your regime's going to change slightly. Your core routine will be the same, so your skin type, but your concerns will change. So in winter, your skin may become more dry and chapped and sensitized from the weather, the cold, going in and out of microclimates from hot to cold and air conditioning. Whereas summer, you might find that it's more oily and you're producing more oil because of perspirating from the heat and things. So it's about then changing and selecting a different product to treat that concern. So yes, definitely within the year, so you can see the changes in the skin and how you're going to get optimum results.
I think when I've done the bridal trials as well, same as you, Leanne, we do go through a skin consultation in terms of trying to find out what skin type they've got so that we know what products we have in our kit that will work with their skin type, but also finding out if they've already got a routine and what that is. And some people have a great routine and some people don't have a routine at all. So it's ideal to go to someone like yourself who can actually properly assess their skin type and then suggest what product to use, and maybe regular facials, because if ever you are going to treat yourself to regular facials, I think coming up to your wedding day you can justify doing that, just to really get yourself feeling as good as you can and get your skin looking as good as it can as well.
Yeah, and you can work with a skin, like a facial routine, and start building that before. Definitely, I would. And nearer the wedding, you can actually up that, so you can technically have a facial once or twice a month. I mean,
Yeah.
once a week, twice a month.
Nice.
So it's not necessary that you have to wait the 4 to 6 weeks to have a facial. You can have them more regularly, and work there. So it'll be
used to it, I suppose.
Yeah. By that time, giving yourself that year, your skin will be at a level that you can tolerate having more regular facials.
Because I often get, and I'm sure you do, Leanne, as well, like a couple of days before or a week before, a bride will contact us and say, oh, my skin's broken out, it's terrible, what can I do to it? And really, I would be very nervous about introducing new products to a skincare regime so close to the big day.
Definitely.
So, it can't be helped, because a lot of the time it's stress related, and having a makeup artist on your wedding day, that's one of the reasons why you can really benefit, because we can help with that, and we can, so they don't need to worry about it. But it's the introducing new products right close to the wedding day that I think is a concern.
Yeah, definitely. Never introduce, like within a month or a couple of months before the wedding day. You don't really want to be trying new products, and we've experienced it, haven't we? That people have had reactions to products. So you don't want, ideally, you don't want anything like that. So just be wary, about testing those out.
Yeah, as you mentioned, as you're getting close to your wedding, your stress levels are going up, so your skin actually becomes a lot more reactive and sensitized to products. So to introduce them products a lot earlier, you're less likely to have a reaction to them. And it's not necessarily that you're reacting or having an allergic reaction to products. It's your skin saying, "I'm not ready for this. I'm too sensitized."
I just want to say hello to a few people. We've got, as well as Courtney and Lee and Perry, we've got Sharon, Danielle, Joe, Vicky, Netta. Hi, thanks ladies for joining us. If you've got any questions, please post them in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. We're still talking about skincare. Apologies that I was on my phone earlier on. I didn't want you to think I was being rude, but I could see that the auto captions were coming up and I was trying to work out how to switch them off. So just thought I'd say that before we go back to Naomi, and talking about skincare routines. Is there a basic routine that you would suggest people start with?
I think with a basic, it comes down to their skin type, finding out what their skin type is and really focusing on that. So for like myself, I'm quite sensitive and dry, so I go for products that will always be that underlying, my underlying skincare that will treat that. So if you're more of an oily skin type, you're going to look at a cleanser that's going to treat that oiliness and so on. I'm seeing comments come up.
Yeah, no, there's a question come up. Vicky's saying, hi Naomi, I have tiny white hard lumps under my skin on my face. I've tried exfoliating but can't get rid of them. Have you seen this before and any ideas?
Yeah, it sounds like milia. So milia are generally tiny little white bumps on the skin. They can happen around the eye. And so and basically it's an enclosed build-up of dead skin cells and so on. Now, I wouldn't try to pick at these or anything. They will come out on their own eventually. Using a gentle exfoliator every day will work it out, but also a good moisturizer. If your skin's dehydrated or dry anyway, it's going to take longer for them to come out of the skin. Another way is to actually have facials, and you can do some clinics do milia extraction, but it does have to be professionally done. they use a very tiny needle and open the follicle and remove that for you. But you do need to find somewhere reputable that can do that. It's not literally just putting a needle to your face and extracting. But over time, yes, if you continue with the right exfoliation, you might find that depending on what exfoliator you're using, a chemical exfoliator will be better rather than a physical exfoliator.
So when you say chemical, are they some of the acids that are on the market at the moment? Where
it's something like your lactic acid or glycolic acid, something that's going to eat away and munch into the follicle and loosen them dead skin cells. Whereas a physical exfoliator is going to be your granular scrub that just literally does the surface layer. And these are more suited for a drier skin type to slough off the surface skin cells.
But they don't sort of go within deeper down, do they? So,
so many of these acids or acid treatments are actually beneficial, aren't they, Naomi? Because it's a little bit of a scary, putting acid on your skin. But they're actually beneficial, aren't they?
Yeah, they are very beneficial. And you've got different types of acid, like words that say acid. So hyaluronic acid is actually a very hydrating property, and it's not actually an exfoliator, but you think acid is going to exfoliate. It's something, hyaluronic acid is something we naturally produce in our skin ourselves, but as we age we lose it, so our skin becomes more adipoid and dry, so we add that in. So you'll hear a lot now with products saying containing hyaluronic acid, hydrate and plump out fine lines and so on.
Vicky's also come back on that, saying should she be exfoliating daily? Because I think you did touch on exfoliation.
It depends on the type of exfoliator you've got. Again, if it's a physical granular exfoliator, I wouldn't be exfoliating daily. You only need to be doing 2 to 3 times a week maximum. And you're not going to really scrub at your skin. You're going to do very gentle finger-like touches. You could actually cause more harm than good exfoliating every day with them sorts of exfoliators. And that goes with the same like more granular muslin cloths and so on. That can be overstimulating to the skin. Whereas you can get, say, so I use Eve Taylor products. You've got the microfine daily exfoliator. This is designed to be used daily. But again, it depends on your skin type and your sensitivity. Some people that are very sensitive may still only be able to use this 2 or 3 times a day, although it's daily.
Yeah, no, I suppose it's starting off 2 to 3 times a week and seeing how your skin reacts to that, rather than going straight in and using it daily just because it says it's a daily microfoliant.
Yeah, and this is where it's so important to actually speak to someone that knows and can find more about your skin, because one product doesn't fit all, unfortunately. It does come down to the individual and finding out about their lifestyle and their skin care routine that they're using and the products that they're able to use on their skin at that time. Doesn't mean that they will always have to stay on that product. The aim is to build them up so that you build up your skin's tolerance to get to more advanced product types.
Yeah, because some of and when I've used acids in the past, it's a case of just putting them on a cotton pad, like it looks like a toner really, and just wiping it over your face, and you leave it, and it, as you say, it sort of starts munching away at the skin. So it's a very different way of exfoliating, because you don't really know you're doing it. But
it's speeding up the desquamation of skin cells, sloughing them off the skin, and that's going to have a great exfoliation is good, but you've got to do it with care and know what you're using. And how.
I actually tried out a new. It was last year actually, and I tried out. I'm not going to say the name, but it was one of these kind of spa, you get the Clarisonic. It was that kind of thing, but it wasn't Clarisonic. But they're actually the machine that exfoliates. And I was doing that daily, sometimes twice daily. And my skin got I have a bit of surface dryness anyway, and it got drier. I had so much surface dryness. I had to stop using it. But from what you're saying, Naomi, I probably should have, introduced it more gradually. into my routine, and maybe if I just used it, you know, a couple of times a week, it'd probably be really beneficial. I think I was overusing it. Do you think?
You definitely was a case of overusing and causing more harm than good to the skin. So that's a classic case that people go in and think, oh, I can use this every day and it's going to be great.
I bet the instructions say use this morning and evening.
Yeah, exactly. I read the instructions. I did what I was supposed to do, and but yes.
So it's not necessarily the product, it's the overuse of the product that's caused.
So to do everything gradually, I think, is the key, isn't it? And we've got another question comes through from Hayley Ann. Hi ladies, I've always had dry skin, so regularly exfoliate and moisturise as part of my routine. But at 20 weeks pregnant, it's out of hand and much more visible. I've stopped using any foundation or powder on my face at the moment. Is there anything else I could try? Yeah, dry skin.
I'd say hi to Hayley because she's my lovely cousin.
Oh, hello, lovely cousin of Leanne.
She's pregnant, so it's baby in the family. So
applying foundation to dry skin can be really difficult. It just really highlights any dryness in the skin. Can't it?
I agree with Hayley that she needs to maybe look at her moisturiser. You've got to think all that goodness is going to baby at the moment, so your skin's going to be the last port of call that gets any sort of moisture, and you'll probably find that it's building up. So it really will come down to looking at her moisturiser and her overall routine, and the type of exfoliator you're using. Probably with dry skin, a physical exfoliator will probably be better as she's pregnant at the moment too.
Okay. Good tip.
What do you think about serums?
Serums, they're fantastic. Yeah, and they're a great one again that you can use seasonally. It doesn't necessarily have to be used continuously throughout the year. So, for example, here I've got the hyaluronic serum. So it's a hydrating serum basically, and this can be slotted in seasonally. So again, something for Hayley, this might be good to up the hydration levels if she doesn't want to change.
Sorry to interrupt. For those that don't know, can you explain what a serum is and how?
So a serum kind of it boosts your regime. So it can be a water-based serum, it can be an oil-based serum. And they have more targeted results to a concern. So that's not going to be, say, part of your skin type regime. It's going to be treating a skin concern. So different serums will help with aging, hydration. Some will help with breakout concerns, pigmentation, and so on. So it's something that can be slotted in to treat a concern on your skin. So, for example, if I've got concerns with, the hydration one was my example. So, seasonally, my skin changes. In the winter, it can be drier. So, I'll use a hydrating serum to up the level of my hydration of my moisturiser without changing my core moisturiser that I like to use. So it will sit underneath my moisturiser. So I'll put that serum on first so it gets deeper into the layers of the skin, and then I'll put my moisturiser over the top. And you've got different ones, some that can be used for day, some that can be used at night. The ones for night generally work at night because your skin repairs itself at night, so you're going to get more results that way.
So that could be a good thing, like you say, that could be a good product to slot into Hayley's existing routine potentially.
Into her existing routine. So she could use something with a little bit more hydration. So hyaluronic acid, depending on the brand that you use. When I worked for Dermalogica, it upped the hydration levels by about 1,000 times its weight in water.
Wow. So
it holds a lot more moisture. So that really does start to plump out the skin. It'll help with plumping out dehydration lines. So if you've got concern about dehydration on the skin. So again, dehydration is different to dryness. That can fluctuate with seasons. And to tell if you've got dehydration, normally your skin feels that tight, a tight feeling. So, when you move if you've washed your face, say, you've not used a good cleanser, or if you've used soap, you get that tight feeling on your skin, almost like it's taut.
Yes.
And that's a sign of dehydration on the skin.
Okay.
And can I just say, Hayley's raised a really good point, and Justine and I will talk a little bit about this, is that a lot of skincare issues, sometimes they're not always, or they don't become apparent until we put makeup on. So yeah, Hayley says her normal makeup routine isn't working because of this, because of her skin has changed. And so she just finding her makeup products aren't working in the same way. And this is, I hope Perry doesn't mind me saying, but Perry's started to wear more makeup recently, and she's noticed kind of issues with her skin that she didn't previously notice. So makeup, as much as I don't like to say, it can highlight some issues, not always, because sometimes we're aware of those issues anyway, but potentially it can highlight. Maybe a BB cream.
Yeah, I was thinking that, to sort of add, if you are going to try foundation, then to use like you can get hydrating primers, and which we will come on to later, and tinted moisturizers and things like that add an extra level of hydration if you do want to have some sort of makeup on. Where I had a problem with my skin after using those products earlier on in the year, I was getting a lot of dryness around here, and I noticed that with certain foundations they would grab that and really highlight it. But it did depend on the formulation that I was using. And a lot of the time when we work with clients, we can find that their skin looks fine and it feels fine, but you put the foundation on and it will cling to any dry patches. So I know that that's a little bit of an issue. Hayley's come back and said she hasn't ever tried a serum, but we'll take a look. So thank you for that recommendation. Lee's got a question. There's a lot of conflicting advice from experts in the media regarding about how much moisturiser and serum to use in a routine. Some say you can overload your skin with too many products. What are your views?
Yeah, this can be, in my views, yes, you can probably overload, but I think it depends on the optimum, how your skin is at the time. Really, you should be putting a moisturiser on morning and night. A serum is something to be added into a routine and taken out. You don't need to be using it consistently all the time. It's something to use as and when you have a concern. So it depends on the individual, really, if you're overloading. So yes, you can go in and use too much if you don't know what products to use. But if you're using and recommended the correct products for your skin type and concern at the time, then no, it shouldn't be an overload. So it really does depend down on the individual. It goes back to one size doesn't fit all. Because it works for one person doesn't mean it's going to work for somebody else. So again, it comes back to really finding out and investigating your skin to get the best result.
It's like finding the basic, like cleanser, toner, moisturiser that works for you and that your skin is good with, and then if you want to add any other products, and you do that gradually, like you might add a serum in, see how your skin is with that, and just take it that way, rather than, some people will have so many different products in their routine.
The same as if you say that you had a breakout, you wouldn't be treating that breakout consistently if it wasn't there. You would just treat it or if you know it's going to come up.
Yeah.
So again, hormonally, if you're going to know that you're going to break out, you would start maybe treating the area around the chin area. But you wouldn't continue treating that area when you haven't got that breakout. And the same goes with other serums. If you're treating pigmentation, well, pigmentation is one of these things that come up and can keep rising. But say dehydration, if your skin's got to that level that it's hydrated, there's no need to keep using that serum in a different season if your skin's dehydrated.
I think that's what we find sometimes, that people, when you talk to them about their skincare routine, they may still be using the same skincare routine they used when they were in their teens or 20s, which was probably for more problematic skin, and not readdressing that because it's always worked for them. but they can be very strong products that are no longer relevant to their skin.
Yeah.
So
again, with a cleanser, you might be using a cleanser for breakout prone skin, but you might actually only need to use that cleanser on that particular area, but you'll use it all over and then actually have an adverse effect on a different area of the skin.
Yeah, because we talked about patchworking, didn't we? And Leanne and I do this sometimes with primers and things. But I didn't have a skincare consultation. My daughter had a skincare consultation with Naomi because she gets hormonal breakouts, and you recommended a basic kit for teenage skin with another couple of products to, and here's one you prepared earlier, another couple of products to slot in. But because she does have dry skin as well, it's about treating the dry areas of the face differently to the sort of hormonal breakout areas, which I think a lot of people wouldn't think about doing. They would just think, well, am I treating the dry skin or am I treating the blemishes? I'll just choose one product for all of it. So that was quite useful.
So no, definitely patchworking, you're going to get better results for the different targeted areas on the face. So yeah.
So
it is quite conflicting what information is out there, but that's, again, it comes back to reassessing your skin, doing it regularly and seasonally. So definitely every 3 months, just checking in with your therapist and revisiting your routine and finding out what your concern is. And I would generally always work on one key concern at a time. So once you've got your skin type under control, work on that one key concern and then slowly build up other concerns and slot in and slot out.
Yeah, because sometimes it's difficult to know what products to look at, what are you targeting. So that's quite good. You look at your skin type first and make sure that's got the right products, and then afterwards looking at specific concerns.
Yeah. And you want to know what's working. You don't want to try too many new products at the same time, because I guess you want what's working for you, don't you?
Exactly. Yeah. If you go in with a whole new regime, you don't know what's working and what's not working, and you generally, well, people go, it's not working, and they get rid of that routine and start on another one, and they get the same results each time because they're going in too much too quickly. Whereas I would always say, if you've never had a skin routine and you're one of them clients that have always done soap and water and maybe as and then just put moisturizer on, you would start with a good cleanser and a good moisturizer. You'd start with 2 products and you would slowly introduce more products into their regime, because their skin's not used to using a lot of products.
No.
So it's going to quickly go, no, I don't like this.
Yeah.
I tend to recommend in lessons, keeping it simple. If you're not used to that routine, keeping it simple to start with, until your skin gets used to it, and then kind of building up. But I love I'm a huge advocate of the double cleanse, especially over time. Taking the first cleanse or in makeup removal, and then the second cleanse. It could be with the same cleanser, it could be with a different type of, sometimes exfoliating cleanser, just to really clean the skin is a good habit to get into, isn't it, Naomi?
Definitely. And if you don't have 2 cleansers, you can double cleanse with the same cleanser once to remove makeup, and the second time to get deeper into the layers of the skin. But there are good makeup remover cleansers. So I haven't got one. See if I
You could use a makeup remover, because a lot of people do wear waterproof makeup. So the first cleanse could be with your waterproof makeup remover, and then use your cleanser as your second cleanse, couldn't you? I guess I use the same cleanser twice, but
this is something that I've only been doing for the last couple of years, and I think it's strange because all the makeup that I wear, like I used to wear Estee Lauder Double Wear, which is designed to stay on all day, and if you've got anything with SPFs in it, they're products that are designed to cling to your skin as well. And now it seems like all those years that really I don't think I was removing it properly, because those products will cling to your skin. They really do need to be properly removed to get the best results from your skin. So
you'll be amazed at how many people don't actually remove their makeup correctly. And I would say using some good sponges to make sure you remove it correctly off your skin too. that can dry out. I used to do a lot of treatments. I've washed all my makeup off for you before you start the facial, and then you start doing it and go, show them sponge. Just so you, how are you actually using your routine? Because I'm still picking up makeup coming out of your skin. But
that's a good point. Can I ask what you think about makeup wipes? Because we do get a lot of clients that is the way that they remove their makeup.
Makeup wipes are not going to cleanse your skin. They're good as a quick fix if you've got no other options, if you're in the middle of a field or have no access to water or products. They're not going to cleanse your skin and they're not going to remove your makeup correctly.
No.
And they'll just literally take off that surface residue. You do need a good cleanser, and a cleanser that's pH balanced to your skin acidity level. So again, going back to soaps, they're not pH, so a lot of people will actually get sensitivity and dryness from soap. So a good cleanser for your skin type is going to be a product to use. So I don't agree with face wipe.
No, I thought that might be the answer, but I just wanted to clarify because a lot of people use them. They're quick and easy, and they feel like they can slot that into their routine. I honestly say that because I really enjoy removing my makeup at the end of the day. You don't have to do it last thing. You could always do it like when you get in from work, do it then before you get too tired. But it doesn't actually really take that long. And if you're using the right products and they're nice products, then it can be quite a nice, just
natural. When you get in, it's actually to distress yourself from the day.
Yeah, I think so. Rather than it just being, I've got to take my makeup off, what's the quickest thing? I'll use a wipe. Yeah. So, right, we've had a question from Danielle. What BB creams would you recommend for dry skin? Now, we were going to talk a little bit about sort of BB creams and tinted moisturisers, weren't we, Leanne? So, I just want to check, Naomi, was there anything that you wanted to cover?
No, I think if people haven't got any more questions, obviously if anyone would like a skincare, like more advice about their skin individually, do put a hashtag on the notes so I know to contact you. If you just put hashtag new skin care,
let me put that in.
A bit more information. And also if you put that down for me today too, I'll anyone that does put that down, one person will be contacted that will get that completely free in that time with me. So my skin consultations, I usually charge £10 to do them virtually, and then that's redeemable against products. But I'm going to give one away to somebody, and they don't have to purchase anything if they don't want to. It's purely up to you, and it could just be asking me questions about what they're already using for their own individual skin.
I really recommend it. It works really well doing it over Zoom as well, doesn't it? And you get a consultation sort of questionnaire to answer a few basic questions beforehand. But then, it's just really nice to have someone there, or for my daughter, just to talk to you and explain what her skin concerns were. And you described really well why her skin was reacting in certain ways and how products would work on her skin to help with that. So thank you for that.
So everyone needs to hashtag new skincare just to get the opportunity to have a virtual consultation with one person. Will get that. So put the hashtag in new skincare in the comments, and everyone will be entered into that. And we'll announce that later today when everyone's put their hashtags in.
We'll come back and announce the winner after the live at some point. So
BB cream. Should we go on to sort of it's more of a tinted moisturiser? Well, it is a tinted moisturiser, but an iconic tinted moisturiser is by Laura Mercier. Would you agree, Justine? She's got it there. She's got everything.
See, I never know where I'm supposed to be showing it.
These are iconic, aren't they?
They are.
So it's very similar to a BB cream. BB and CC creams tend to have primers in them and sometimes concealers and other ingredients, but they're all fairly similar, aren't they? They're kind of basically some makeup, so base product, foundation mixed with moisturizers, primers, that kind of thing.
They're kind of a hybrid, aren't they? So where you've got full coverage foundation up one end of the spectrum, and then you've got tinted moisturizers right at the other end, which is, well, it is, as it says, it's a moisturizer that's got a small bit of colour to it that can help even out the skin tone. But these Laura Mercier ones, like this one's got a factor 20, SPF 20 in it, and it has got quite a nice level of coverage to it. But they also do a range of tinted moisturisers. So some will be more illuminating, or you'll get oil-free, or maybe they're all oil-free, I can't remember. But skin issues. So
they do variations, yeah, which are great. So if you've got a drier, more aging skin, they do an illuminating one, don't they? Which is lovely. If you've got a less, more oily skin, they do that oil-free.
Yes. But they're really products. And I found when I went to, sorry, Leanne, to interrupt, when we used to be able to go to shops and things, I did go to John Lewis in Bluewater to their Laura Mercier counter, and they were so helpful, and they gave lots of samples, pots with samples in with quite a good amount, so that you can actually go home and try it and see how you feel about it. This is actually my daughter's. I treated her to this because she wanted to wear some sort of foundation, but I didn't really want something that was going to be clogging to her skin, and it looks beautiful on. And I think with tinted moisturisers, they're quite easy to apply because they're fairly sheer. You don't have to worry too much about getting everything exactly right like you would with a full coverage foundation. So I
think that's the iconic thing Justine's just said about that, is that they kind of behave, the Laura Mercier behaves like a foundation, so it gives the coverage, and you get a really even, flawless base with that, but it's much lighter formula. Now I think they're fantastic for a drier skin. They're all brilliant for a drier skin. What do you think about for an oilier skin? Because you've got a slightly oilier skin, haven't you, Justine?
Yeah, well, I think now I don't use tinted moisturisers because I always want more coverage, so I prefer a traditional foundation. I think tinted moisturisers are ideal for people that don't like the feel of foundation on their skin. They can be applied quite easily. Sometimes you can apply them like you would a moisturiser. And actually my daughter's skin, although she's got hormonal breakouts, because it's dry, this has been really good for her. It doesn't cling to any dry patches. With my skin, I would probably look at the Laura Mercier in an oil-free or mattifying kind of formulation, although I don't mind having a little bit of a dewy glow to my face rather than it looking completely matte. So I may be all right with the normal one. But, we've got tinted moisturisers, and then we've got BB creams and CC creams, which are like the next level up. They've got slightly more coverage. They've often got more like colour correcting properties to them. I know I've mentioned this on every single live that we've done, I think, which is the IT Cosmetics CC cream. This is my own personal one, because even though it's a CC cream, which means colour correcting, it is quite full coverage. And this is their original formulation. It's got factor 50 in it. They say that you only need to use this. You don't need to use a primer. It goes on really beautifully, but they do a whole range where they do mattifying for oily skin and hydrating for drier skins and things like that. So that's another good one that I recommend. Yeah. Are there any?
That's a brilliant one. I would say, I wouldn't put a moisturiser underneath. If I was using a BB cream or tinted moisturiser, I personally, I wouldn't put a moisturiser underneath. I'd maybe put a serum first, but
that's a good point.
I wouldn't add that because it'd be too much moisturiser and it would slip off.
Yes, no, that's true. I mean, this one's got an anti-aging hydrating serum in it, apparently. So this is one that I always recommend for people that don't have much time to do their makeup, because it's a one-stop shop, but you still get the coverage from it, which is quite unusual in a CC cream, I would say.
So yeah, so a lot of makeup-based products have now have skincare elements to them, don't they? They have the technology. It's not a replacement though for your skincare. And I would say, I mean, my sort of professional opinion is that you treat your skin at night. So that's the time to really look after your skin in the evening. In the day, you're kind of basically, your skincare is to protect your skin from the elements and prep it for makeup, which is why obviously that one's brilliant because it's got an SPF 50 in. Yeah. That's my, kind of personal opinion on it. And then do all your treatment stuff at night. What do you think about that, Naomi? Do you think that's a good protection in the day and then treatment
at night? So yeah, exactly the same. So I always do a lot more at night on my skin than I do in the morning. In the morning, I get up, I wash my face, and I put moisturizer on with an SPF within it. So I try to keep it as quick as, especially when if I was going out to work, I want to spend more time in bed than sitting there for half an hour doing my skin, or 15 minutes. So yeah, definitely protect in the day and treat at night. And actually at night, that is when your skin's going to heal and repair and get most of the benefits from the skin care regime.
So Joe's asked what this product is again. It's IT Cosmetics CC cream. I'll pop that in after the live. I'll pop that in the comments. That one, I bought that from QVC, and it's lovely. You often get a brush with it, and it's just really easy to use. I've been using this one recently as well. Have you tried this, Leanne? It's the Bobbi Brown. Oops.
No,
F35, because it's a darker shade to what I'd normally wear. So where I've got a bit of colour in the sun, I've been using that just during the day rather than. I don't really want to be wearing foundation at the moment when it's sunny out, but if I still feel like I want a little bit of coverage, that's been really lovely, easy to apply as well. So that's another good brand to try.
And from an aging perspective, if you've say a lot of skincare is combined, like you hear about these serum foundations, so which are great for aging skin, particularly because they've got obviously not as much as their skincare, but they put some of that in, so you get some of the benefits, and it'll help the foundation to apply as well because it's got the serum in. It's going to look better on an aging skin. It's going to look more natural than like a full coverage, maybe a foundation that's designed for someone in their 20s. These skincare foundations, can look, more natural and just sit better on the skin. But I want to talk a little bit about just primers as well, don't we? Because there's a lot of primers. I mean, I describe primers. They are designed for to make makeup stay on longer. So it's like a prep base primer that goes over the top of your moisturizer and applied before your foundation. That in between layer. It's not skincare, so it can't treat your skin as skincare would. It's basically to prep your skin for makeup and to make it stay on longer. Justine and I, have a varied range of primers in our kit because we deal with skin issues when we're working with primers. So a little bit like, I don't like to say it, but it's a little bit like a sticking plaster. So even though primers can be fantastic, but really you want to get your skincare right first. That should be your base. With the advice that Naomi's given, get your skincare right. But if you do they are more of a quick fix, a primer. And we've got various different types. And you tend to pick a primer depending on your skin type, don't you? So if you've got an oily skin, you'd go for more of a mattifying primer to control the oil, absorb the oil and make the makeup stay on longer. If you've got a dry skin, then like we've discussed, you'd go for a hydrating primer, sometimes a smoothing primer if you want, to smooth out any, imperfections Yes, we make Smashbox. Smashbox are a really good. I think they excel. It's a nice brand available from Boots, but they do excel. I think in their primers, particularly they've got a really nice texture. They've got a really good range of primers.
I've got this one as well.
Yeah, I mean, I've been using this one. Oh, I've got a funny thing going on there with my screen. The green one for the reduced redness, we use, I mean, I've been using that for 2 or 3 years. I do try other ones sometimes, but that's an absolute brilliant product. Can you just hold that one up again? And we will put it in the comments. This one, yeah, so you don't turn green with that. Don't worry, you can wear it on its own, so you don't even have to put foundation or makeup over the top, because it just really tones down any kind of pinkiness or redness, which is really common, particularly on all ages. This area here, if you're getting rosacea, or it might not even be rosacea, it might just be pinkiness and redness in the skin. And the thing is with that is that, yes, it's great to kind of deal with that as a skin issue, but you might feel quite self-conscious with that. So, but you don't want to apply. You might be the type of person that doesn't like to wear a heavy layer of foundation. And the thing is with redness is that you could put lots and lots of layers of foundation and it would still come through for various reasons. And that's a really common issue. So those color correcting primers are brilliant for just cutting through and toning down the color. So, and then you can put a natural layer of foundation or a BB cream over the top. And sometimes people do say they get redness, pinkiness on the face, the neck, and the décolletage, don't they? And that's brought about obviously by heat. It could be alcohol, various things, but it's just about, and that's something that we do with bridal makeup, isn't it? Because it's, sometimes stressful situations can bring that about as well. Yeah. And sometimes that can't be rectified with a skincare. That's just part of you. And these sort of products can be a godsend, because just to make you feel less self-conscious about it.
And Leanne, I'm very conscious of time because we're nearly up to our hour now. So I'm thinking maybe we should do our prize draw now. What do you think?
Yeah.
I mean, I think we could talk about primers all day, couldn't we? And I'm sure that we'll talk about that on our next one. But so I've numbered everyone. So I wondered, Naomi, if you would choose a number between 1 and 11, and then I will announce the winner, please.
Go in 6.
Okay, so the winner is Danielle McLaren. So thank you very much for your comments. It was really lovely. What we asked, for those of you that aren't aware, is that if people could just give us ideas of what things they'd like to see us cover. And Danielle said a golden smoky eye, and dewy, can't even read my own writing, but dewy golden makeup for the day. So so they're really great suggestions. Thank you for that. If I show you what we're going to be giving you, these are some of the products that we love to use in the beauty club. So this is a set of Eco Tools brushes, which are the ones that we always recommend to people, which are perfect for eye makeup. You've got everything in there you need. There's a NYX mascara, a NYX lipstick, Arbonne makeup primer, where we've talked about Arbonne makeup primers before, haven't we, to use under foundation, and this that we always recommend, which is an eye makeup remover as well. So I'll contact you after the live and work out how to get those to you. So congratulations, and thank you everyone for all your comments and for entering that competition. That's been a lovely thing to do. So thank you all for joining us today. Is there anything else that you'd like to add, Naomi or Leanne?
Yeah, if you've got any other questions, or you think about something after the live, then just put it on the page or put it in the comments on this live post, and we can have a look at that. We will be listing all the products that we're recommending or showing you today in the comments, so you can go and look at those and see if they may be right for you. But yeah, no, thank you so much to Naomi for joining us. Is there anything else that you would like to add?
No, thank you for having me. Obviously, if anyone does want to get in contact about any concerns that they may have in their skin, do drop me a message. I'm happy to discuss anything they're concerned about, or if they just need a little bit more advice or how to use the products. I'm always at the end of a message or a phone somewhere.
So I'll ask you to post something onto our page with a link to your Facebook page, and we can just tell people to go and like your page, and then they can contact you that way. So Vicky has just said, thanks, Naomi. Lee said, thank you, it's been really informative. Danielle said, yay, thank you so much, I never win anything. So that's lovely. I'm really pleased. We'll be in contact with you afterwards, Danielle.
This has been brilliant because it's so, it gives another element to makeup, and skincare is so integral.
Oh, absolutely.
I could talk for hours about skincare. It's so hard knowing where to go. So yeah, if people do have individual concerns, it's so broad spectrum, and there's so many avenues to go down and really delve into. So
well, I think it's a good start today, isn't it? Starting with, you know, the basics, and then there's always something that we could cover at another time, specific topics. So
thanks so much, everyone, for watching and joining in. We will be back in 2 weeks' time with our next live, and the subjects will be revealed very soon. Join us every Monday for Makeup Monday, where Justine and I have a few tips for you. And you can always go onto our YouTube channel where you can catch up with all the videos and get some tips and techniques and application advice on there. But yeah, have a fabulous weekend.
Have a good weekend.
Thanks for joining us.
Bye then.
See you soon.
Bye.